Objection.
Okay, now, oh my god, I've just been silent this whole time. God damn, like the fucking mic jack wasn't all the way plugged in. It was like 95% plugged in. But thanks for telling me, Palma. So I was saying hi, of course. And how are you doing, man? Enjoying the weekend? Is everything okay? Anyhow, thanks for telling me. I did like I don't know, like a 2-minute recap earlier. Do one sound stream. Yeah, thank God you came when you did. Would not have wanted that. So I did like a quick 2-minute recap. Do you want me to do another one? Or are you all cut up? Watching a country spill up. Oh shit, I gotta admit I haven't been following the situation. Is it really deteriorating that much? Is it gonna be like, I don't know. I don't know what to compare it to actually. But is it that huge of a deal really? Is the country really being torn apart? Is there, I don't know, a chance for a civil war or something? Well, I certainly wouldn't want that. I'm not sure which side I'm on, actually, on this. Catalonia called it quits. Holy shit. Meaning, as far as they're concerned, they're independent and not a part of Spain anymore. Well, this is obviously a much, like, deeper subject than what it can like address to at the moment, but I don't know. Can they actually do it? Are they really that independent? And are they really like not dependable on the Spanish government at all? That they can just like take a step back and say, this is it, we're severing the connection? That's pretty crazy, but to be fair, it seems like that's pretty much, if they really want independence right now, it seems like that's pretty much the way that the only option they have. Even though what I really hope is that this isn't just like the whim of some, I don't know, politician or group of politicians. They voted in the law, but declaring independence got passed. Really? I thought the vote was invalid. Since, I don't know, like they had proof of, well, beyond the fact that like the prime minister or president and the king didn't acknowledge it, it was also like proved that some people voted multiple times in different places since they weren't connected to any database or something. There will be MLG shenanigans. Whoa. Well, I don't know, man. I feel like sticking up for the underdog, which seems to be Catalonia in this case. What I'm really hoping, though, is that, like I said, this isn't just some whim of the of, I don't know, a political party or a political leader, and that the people really want it, the majority of people. Death of people in the next 7 days. Yeah, but death as in like people rioting and might get shot by a, you know, rubber bullet by accident in the head, because stuff like that happens, either by accident or not, but like that kind of death? Or is there going to be all-out war? And like Catalonia is going to declare war on Spain, or the other way around. Very interesting. As one of, I think I saw a tweet or something, or a Facebook post by some other Israeli living in New York or something, saying like, oh my god, it's so good not to be part of a conflict for a change. And I gotta say, I kind of identify with that. It's nice that the limelight is on someone else for a change, but people killed by live ammo, oh shit. Wow, that really is bad. Fuck. Well, there will be blood on Barcelona. Is Barcelona... I don't know Spanish geography that well. Is Barcelona close to Catalonia? I thought Barcelona was like on the coast, and Catalonia is closer to the French or Portuguese border. I could be completely mistaken, though. I have no idea where I'm getting that from. Oh, Barcelona is the capital of Catalonia. I had no idea. I had no idea. Oh shit, my mom is in Barcelona right now, I think. I think it's Barcelona. Oh shit, I gotta fucking talk to her. Damn, yeah. She fucking... Hold on a second, I gotta check this. I can't have my mom in the middle of a fucking conflict. I know, I don't remember what city it is exactly. Oh yeah, it is Barcelona. Fuck, yeah. I better talk to her when the stream is over. I mean, I don't think... I mean, she's got a good mind. She knows how to take care of herself. So I'm not, like, legit worried about her, but it's still like to hear, like, that she's fine. Or that she's aware of the situation, which I'm sure she is. She's been through a lot in her life. Yeah, it's not like Ukraine tier of bad, or like, I don't know. Sometimes over here. Like, we've seen some shit here, too. Yeah, no, that's, well, you're living through history. This is it, Palma. People are going to ask, where were you when Catalonia declared independence and blood was spilled on the streets? At the very least, you know, silver lines is this is like great poetry stuff, I suppose. A lot of material for poems and songs. Even though, of course, we'd rather them be fictional than, you know, based in reality in these cases. But I don't know, man. I hope... Watching it live on YouTube, shit. Well, yeah, you got your answer. With the students or the children ask. That's a good answer, though. Pizza always makes everything better, that's for sure. Well, I feel like I should get on with the game for a bit, even though that is really interesting, Palma. And I really hope, like I sincerely hope that things are gonna work out. It's hard to say for the best, because it's hard to say like whose interests are the best here, but I don't know. I guess I hope there will be the least amount of bloodshed, and that people will be able to reach an agreement as soon as possible. That's all I can say, really, without really knowing the situation down there. Not truly. But fuck, man, I'm glad at least you're safe, and I hope that people you know and care about are safe. Same goes for Bats and Fox. Yeah, I'd love to. Okay. So yeah, instead of catching up on Edgy's adventures, I've caught up on Catalonia's adventures. But let's keep going for now. So that guy's a prisoner, you know. He's got the bracelet and all.
That's right! How did he get into the other workroom? The sensor would have set off the alarm, right?
He's right. That's the only thing we don't know yet. Not so fast, Mr. Prisoner. Could you fill us in? That's pretty weird. The bracelet should have been his last line of defense.
Defense?
That's right. It was useful evidence for Mr. Prisoner here. He could have claimed that due to the bracelets, he wasn't able to enter the room. But he didn't say a word about it. Probably didn't want to cause, like, he didn't want to bring attention to it, maybe because either he lost it or he found a way to hack it or something. There's a secret the prisoners know that they don't want the guards to know. Is there any reason why you didn't? Still silent. The silent treatment, eh? Well, the judge yesterday did say that silence is golden.
Wow! You really are a hotshot defense attorney, Mr. Shields!
Defense attorneys always remain calm in a pinch and smile in the face of danger. That's what your old man taught me. The defense attorney's creed, yeah? So, what's the deal? Why didn't you mention anything about the bracelets? The truth is, it's broken. Broken? Some time ago, I took a spill and the bracelet hit the floor with a loud bang. Ever since then, it has not been able to activate the sensor. Forgive me, it was so convenient, I didn't want to report it. I see. So the bracelet was broken. But did it really break so easily? If that is true, then there is a problem with the prison security. I thought we were gonna do that again. You, over there. May I have a moment?
Here, kitty kitty. You're such a cute little guy. Yes, you are. Meow.
Excuse me! Yes, what can I do for Mal? This prisoner's bracelet appears to be broken. What? Really? That's not good at all. I'll contact the person in charge and have it replaced immediately. Thank you. I'll be holding on to the broken bracelet for the time being. Here we go. At the time of the incident was broken and did not respond to the door sensor. The question is, of course, if it was really a spill and an accident, or is there something deliberate behind it? Yes, sir. Please take care of it. Now that the bracelet's been taken care of, shall we move on to arresting you for murder? What? Perish the thought! I didn't kill anyone! But your bracelet was broken, right? Doesn't that mean you could have gone anywhere you wanted during the animal show? But all I did was find the body, honest! And it is true that I saw the dog biting his neck. However, I entered the workroom after the dog had left. Why did you do that? Well, it was just that I was curious if he had anything of value on him. So he was planning to loot the corpse. That's why he remembers Knightley's rig so well.
Why are you looking at me, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm a great thief. Please don't put me in the same level as him.
But I didn't take a thing. The animal show had ended, and the other prisoners were making their way back down here. I hurried back to my workroom and let out a scream to deceive the others. And that's when you dropped your rubber glove. Rubber glove data updated. Saw it, used it for pet grooming practice. Okay. I guess his story holds up. What do you think, Miles? Whether he is the murderer or not, one big question remains. How did Knightley get all the way from his holding cell to the prison? I really think we should inspect his holding cell. There might be some clues there. You're right about that. It's a real stumper. And there's something Mr. Sawyer said in his testimony that I'm very concerned about. If that dog had any part in the murder. Mr. Sawyer? Yes. What is it? Were there any other prisoners who didn't see the animal show? Yes. There's only one other that I know of. And this prisoner wouldn't have been able to see the show even if he wanted to, correct? Yes, that's correct. Why do you ask? Just as I thought. I had my suspicions as soon as I saw that black dog. That fiendish criminal. I never expected him to be held here in this prison. Where's his cell? Do you intend to meet him?
Him? Who's him?
He's a very special man. He receives very special treatment and... Oh, forgive me. I need to watch what I say about him. However, if you value your lives, I would advise you to stay away from him.
Hey, cut it out already! You're giving me the creeps!
A puppet master in the shadows, huh? Yeah, I still value my life. He is being held in the special cell. Over there, in that direction.
Very curious. Oh, and now the doors are suddenly open, too. A special cell? It certainly seems like he receives special treatment. Looks like a real detective. Yeah, he's got something smooth about him. Even though he's actually a defense attorney, not a detective. So plans updated. Okay.
Well, just who is this him anyway?
To protect my own life, all I can tell you is that he is the oldest prisoner here. My deepest apologies, but I can't say any more. He's truly frightening. Care to fill me in? It feels like you're leaving Uncle Ray behind here.
He's someone I knew in the past. Let's head for this special cell. I believe that black dog should be there as well. Interesting. I wonder if it's someone that we know too. I'm gonna have to come up with a voice for him. As always, suggestions are welcome. Okay, well I guess... Yeah, I think it even shows me that I can only go... Yeah, I can only go to the special cell. Though I still say we should check out Knightley's cell as well, but... Let's meet him.
Hey, it's pitch black in here. I can't see a thing at all.
Aren't you always talking about how the Yatagarasu is able to flap even in the darkest night?
Even in the depths of night, when no other bird dares to take flight. One alone soars to shine in the light of righteousness on the world's blight. And that one is me, for I am the great thief, Yatagarasu.
Oh no, that was pretty cool.
Oh, it was oh ho, my bad.
But still, I can't see what I can't see. I'm still just a human.
That's the dog.
Eek!
That's the bill on the dog.
Ah! Mr. Edgeworth, I presume.
That voice. It can only be... Who is it?
It has been far too long.
So you still remember me?
It would be impossible to forget, because it was you who did what none could do, and place me here in this cell.
Don't tell me that dog is talking to you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Is there someone else in there? I can't see anything, though. Down, boy. It is rude to frighten the visitors. Here, allow me to illuminate this dark room.
Well, what the fuck? What the fuck? Holy shit. B055, of course. Well, I don't know. I'm just gonna try and give him a creepy, weird voice, I guess. But if anyone has, like, any specific guidelines, hit me up.
Such noisy visitors. From the voices and footsteps. Two more in the back.
Oh shit, he's blind! Wow, this is fucked up. Well, he's definitely the killer, like, no doubt about it, but... What the hell?
But it would be introduce myself. I am Siron Dogan. Mr. Edgeworth and I, we are old acquaintances.
This man is a former assassin. The blind assassin, Siron Dogan. His weapons are sharp knives and a ferocious dog. Sharp knives. Then no doubt about it, he's the killer. Now we just gotta prove how he did it. I really dig his theme too, by the way. His appearance is always accompanied by the sound of a bell. It is said that the ringing of this bell in the darkness is the last sound his victims hear. This is pretty cool, actually. He's a really cool villain. I wonder if he's going to be the victim in the third case.
Would you be so kind as to share the reason why you have come, Mr. Edgeworth?
That will not be necessary. You're already well aware of why we're here.
It seems we know each other quite well.
Whoa, that hump. Well, at least he's got a soft spot for dogs. So. We suspect your dog of committing the murder. The witness who discovered the body saw him biting it.
There must be some mistake. My boy is obedient. He would never do such a thing, right, Anubis? Good boy, good boy, good boy.
Anubis may be your guide dog, but you raised him to be a vicious killer. He was one of the weapons you used as an assassin.
To begin with, is the witness of a reliable sort.
It's true that Sawit is also one of the suspects. And it's difficult to say if we can trust his testimony.
In any case, I think you have the wrong dog. Right, Anubis? Right, boy?
I wonder if he knows who the witness is. He must have. You know, he looks like the type of guy who knows everything, especially with this fucking cell of his. This really is special. I thought, like, special treatment in a bad sense, that he's, like, in solitary, I don't know, in a really shitty cell, but apparently he gets, like, really good treatment. I would like to hear your alibi from 8 AM to 10 AM yesterday morning.
During the animal show, I was in my humble cell the entire time. I took up whittling recently. My focus was solely on the wood and chisel in my hands.
Wood and chisel that could also create a sharp instrument to kill Knightley with. The prisoners have free access to chisels here. Normally, that's not allowed. Well, he does get special treatment.
The warden is a kind soul. She has given me special permission.
Kind? Ridiculous. Even 5 metal chisels? Well, oh yeah, 5, not 6. Which become deadly weapons in his hands.
I started out by carving these Buddha statues, but I moved on to other shapes after the 674th.
Really? That many?
All it takes is time, which I have plenty of. Here is what I am working on now.
Of course, of course. I did not know that you played chess.
Do you play as well, Mr. Edgeworth? I would like to test your wits in a game sometime. I only started playing since my arrival here, so I am still inexperienced.
What is this piece? It's a 3-headed dog.
Just for the fun of it, I carved this hound piece. Chess is a game of war. Pawns, knights, and castles. Each side pushing their forces to the limits to take the life of the enemy's king. However, I found the absence of dogs to be strange. Hounds are an indispensable part of warfare, but it is nothing more than folly. I still play by all the normal rules of chess.
Isn't it difficult for you to find opponents here in prison?
I always play correspondence chess.
Correspondence chess? So you play chess through the mail? It could be that you play chess with Knightley or something and the murder was somehow involved, since we know that Knightley also loved chess so much that he asked his friend to bring him his miniature chess set to prison. Well, to the detention center.
Prisoners are allowed to send and receive letters, although they are subject to inspection. At the moment, I am waiting for my opponent's next move.
Hound piece data, Johnny. Okay, interesting. Wait, can I inspect that for a second? Just kind of curious about this. Okay, it's just the foot. We got a close-up too. So that three-headed black, of course. Interesting. Not sure how we're gonna use that yet, though. There must be something about that piece that makes it extra special. So he plays chess with people outside of this prison. Do you know who was murdered?
It was Horace Knightley, a most unfortunate lad.
Your ears are as sharp as ever.
They are all I can rely on.
As I thought, he has full knowledge of everything that goes on in this prison.
On second thought, he might be fortunate after all.
Fortunate? How so?
He committed a grave crime, but he was able to avoid punishment for it. An assassination attempt on the president. What a bold man.
Assassination attempt?
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth! Didn't Mr. Knightley just...
He may have killed his own superior, but he never attempted to take the president's life. Are they trying to conceal the fact the assassination was staged by the president?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold your horses. Knightley didn't attack the president? But Uncle Ray was requested to defend him in a court on charge of attempted assassination.
Okay, this is interesting. So the truth wasn't really out there.
You didn't know either, Uncle Ray? So, they're trying to pin the whole thing on Mr. Knightley.
Now I see why the PIC is taking action. Yeah, that would explain it.
Ah! So that's why they removed you from the case.
That the pest guy was going to indict him on charges of attempted assassination.
And in doing so, they would have twisted the truth.
Okay, so that very well might be why he was also murdered, to silence him. This could all be like a part of a master plan of the president.
I suspected it was a false charge. I heard about it from one of the guards, about Knightley. He kept desperately insisting I didn't assassinate anyone.
But the courts are supposed to bring the truth to light.
I may not be well versed in law, but I can say one thing for certain. Some of the prisoners here were convicted on false charges. That's the reality of it. Right, Anubis? Right, boy? Leaving the truth in the care of the court can be dangerous.
This is still old school crime fiction? Really? How so, Palma? Like what tropes are here that are commonplace in old school crime fiction. Living the truth in the care of the court is dangerous. Oh. There was someone who said the exact same thing before. Who could have... I don't remember who it was, actually. It couldn't be Phoenix Wright. That's exactly what he does. That's investigation from Interpol, who doesn't trust... Oh, that's investigator from Interpol, who doesn't trust prosecutors. Oh, right. Yeah, I remember that. I forgot his name, but he was in the first game. Like the game before this one. Yeah.
You're not twisting the truth behind those closed courtroom doors, too, are you?
Yeah, Mr. Lang.
Fueled by those ideas, is it any wonder that courts produce nothing but falsities and lies? Rest assured, the next time we meet, I won't be so forgiving.
This is like Columbo. The detective listens several declarations and finds holes in it, which eventually lead him to the murder. Yeah, I know Columbo. I love him too. I haven't seen everything, but I've seen like a bunch of episodes and maybe a movie or two. Great character, great performance, great writing too. So yeah, in that sense, yeah, I'd say that this really is classic detective fiction. Or just classic, like, you know, brass tacks detective work. You get down, you search for evidence, you question the suspects, and you work it all together. It would be more CSI-like investigation. That's true. There's very little... Actually, in one of the Phoenix Wright games, I think they added, like, a CSI-like mechanism where you... or game mechanic, where you could inspect the evidence more closely and look for... like really look for fingerprints or something like that, I think, or there was some psychic stuff. But you're right that Edgeworth works a lot more classically. He doesn't rely on tech that much, more on interrogations and looking for evidence and finding holes and inconsistencies and working from there. My doubt his distrust has cleared up completely. Hold on, I need some water.
You feel the same way, don't you, Anubis?
Should make a game of this Star Rated Detective Gumshoe? Interesting. I'm not sure if they will, since Gumshoe is really written as a support character. Like, he's really clumsy, he's always the comic relief, he helps around, but he fumbles around a lot too. That's why they always have him. Like, he sort of helps, but they really always need, like, someone who's more competent than him, like Edgy or Phoenix, that can actually make things work. Or the first game of the series where the investigation was done by the actual investigator. Sort of. I mean, again, he always helps out, but it's true that he's never, like, the one... Well, I think, again, it has something to do with, like, maybe Japanese law or something, or procedures, where in here they make it very clear that the person in charge of all the investigation is the prosecutor working the case, and he's responsible of the police who are assigned there, and not the actual... So, like, Edgy is Gumshoe's boss in most cases. So according to, like, this universe's logic, there would still need to be someone above him working that, yeah, telling him what to do and where to go. And because Gummy's character is written as such, like, a bumbling fool sometimes, it makes sense that he would need another character with him. Because even though both Phoenix and Edgy have assistants and sidekicks, they rarely help them as much more than they can do. They're there to, like, give tips, provide comic relief, maybe an extra insight if it's psychic stuff, like in the Phoenix Wright series, but I don't know. It's an interesting idea, though, for sure. I love detective games.
The truth of the courts and Mr. Edgeworth's reasoning both can be trusted, right?
Could still be a comic character, but, you know, in the end he shows you really is capable, and everybody can... Yeah. They could definitely pull it off if they put their minds to it, no doubt. It would be an interesting take. I do enjoy that in the Edgeworth series we get to see like a different side. So, and that's a lot of fun. So if they could add more of these, it could also be great.
It is nothing to be upset about. You are not the only one who suspects me. Yesterday, the other prosecutor and that judge came here too. They brought the warden along. How they despise me.
Oh, it must have been those two rude people from before.
Prosecutor the Best and Judge Courtney.
They thoroughly inspected my room, but left without finding a thing. It seems they were searching for the murder weapon. 'Tis a shame. They searched the other prisoners' cells too, not just mine. Yet, they were still unable to find anything. All that hard work was for naught.
Prison investigation notes. Mr. DeBest and Warden Roland searched the entire prison but did not find the murder weapon.
This is quite a problem. What shall we do?
Saad's testimony alone won't hold up. In order to confront him, we'll need evidence.
Now, if my guests would be so kind as to leave. Right, Anubis? Show them the way out. Does this mean what I think it means?
Let's get going, Mr. Edgeworth.
I like how Edgy is just like ballsy and fuck. We shall meet again, Dogen.
It would be a shame for a long-awaited reunion to end so soon. I'll be waiting.
Now then, we still need to find that murder weapon.
Mr. Edgeworth!
She went all the way up there. It's fine now, Kay. Come down from there. Where is Mr. Shields?
Beats me. He just took off running like death was after him.
Good grief. That man.
What should we do now, Mr. Edgeworth?
We'll continue investigating. First, we should start by solving that one mystery. Knightley's body was found in a workroom inside the prison. However, he was supposed to be in the detention center's holding cell. How did he get to the prison under such tight security? Let's go investigate the holding cell at the detention center, finally.
That was where Mr. Knightley was held, right? But what about Uncle Ray?
Let's just leave him be for now.
I thought we were supposed to be his assistants, though.
The victim's cell in the detention center was this way.
Let's check it out! Mr. Edgeworth!
That was weird. Oh, this is truly just dreadful. Who is that? What happened? Oh. That's the warden, Miss Rowland. She must have come from behind that no entry sign.
So, he still won't talk? Even after all the trouble you went through to get the evidence transferred from the precinct?
That's right. I don't know how many times I've tried. I can't report back empty-handed.
Miss Roland. Actually, it's hard to tell since she's got the huge coat. It could be that it's just the coat that's thick.
That assassin sure is one tough cookie, huh?
Did you just say assassin? Oh my. Pardon me, but were you talking about Sharon Dogan just now? Oh, eavesdropping, were you? You naughty boy. Did you question him personally, Warden Roland? Not just him. I try to have a heart-to-heart with all the prisoners and suspects. In my home, we're all family here.
A cute little fucking fox scarf. I'm still not sure if it's alive or not.
It's only fair that I invite them to my warden's office. The warden's office? Oh, have you taken an interest in my room as well? It's just down this hallway, but outsiders are not allowed past this point.
Interesting.
Down the hallway, so around there.
I'm still wondering if there's a way to enter, like, from behind, through the offices. It seems like there isn't, but... I don't know, maybe there's something we're missing. We haven't actually been there.
It's such a lovely room. People do so enjoy being invited back there. I always show them the splendid view of my precious courtyard.
The courtyard of this animal-filled prison. I'd sure love to see it.
Floor plan's updated. Okay.
I'm delighted that you want to see it. However, I cannot invite you.
What?
You're not a child of our home. If you want to come to my room, you'll have to be convicted first.
That's a rather high hurdle to clear.
Oh goodness me! Look at how long we've been talking. I was just about to feed Ellie her lunch.
Allie?
She is my favorite little angel. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must be off to the courtyard. Toodaloo!
I wonder if Allie is her little white foxy? Or, I don't know. I never got a chance to ask her about Dogan. Well, let's head over to Knightley's cell. This is the victim's cell.
When did Mr. Knightley arrive in here again?
It was after the President's welcoming ceremony on the night of March 25th. So, when and how did you move over to the prison? There might be some evidence left that can answer that.
All right, let's get cracking, Mr. Edgeworth.
Begin investigation. Alright, I guess we can go left to right. Maybe talk to this guy even. Good work.
Yes, sir.
It's fine. You don't have to keep an eye on us, okay? As you can see, we are the great thieves of justice.
Huh? There's no we here. Okay. That was helpful. So what's all this? The reflection in the mirror.
Ah, it's a security camera. A great thief's archenemy. I guess they don't take too kindly to thieves here.
There's no reason for a detention center to be kind to thieves. Guard! I would like to check the footage of the security camera. If you find any problems, report to me at once.
Understood, sir.
Okay, so seems like we already hit a good mark over there. This is nothing, I guess, that ball and chain. What's all this? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Okay, again left to right again. What is this? A menu? prison menu?
Mr. Edgeworth, is this a dining menu?
You can choose your daily meals in this detention center.
Wow. That's pretty fucking high class. Not even some hotels don't even let you do that.
However, unless you have the money, you wouldn't be able to choose what you want to eat.
Oh, of course.
In the end, the world revolves around money. Doesn't this mean that the rich won't have to reflect on their crimes?
Yes. Well, those who come here haven't been declared guilty yet. There are a few good people who don't need to reflect. Probably.
It sounds like you're just making excuses for them, Mr. Edgeworth.
Why should I have to come up with excuses for the detention center?
Okay, what about, I don't know, the crack, these books? Do I inspect each book individually, or?
There are a lot of books here. What's this? The Wonderful Warden of Ours? The Hound Whistler? The Animal Shack Redemption?
Animal Shack Redemption.
Mr. Knightley, he was a surprisingly good person.
No. The detention center provides these books for the visitors' own edification. These books are supposed to help you grow as a human being.
Yes, this wonderful warden of ours. I'm sure that's a delightful story.
Prison Life for Dummies.
Okay, that's a good one.
These books were written by model prisoners and former inmates.
Oh, I see.
Ah, here's a helpful book. The Great Escape in 80 Days, based on a true story. Oh, check this one out. Crime and Establishment. How to make money in prison.
The problems with this detention center may run deeper than I thought.
Okay, so nothing special about the books. Neither this crack. What about this thing?
Ah, there's something on the desk.
It seems to be some kind of memo. Let me take a closer look.
Okay, so this is gonna be, I think this is gonna be our proof that Dogen was playing with Knightley. Definitely. Next move, rook. No, pawn to g6. This is probably why he also wanted his personal mini chess kit, so he could actually see the pieces. What is P? B is bishop, R is rook, P is, oh, pawn. Has to be. And the king. And the two kings, okay.
This is chess notation. It was probably the victims.
What's chess notation?
It's a memo that records the positions of the pieces on a chessboard.
Yeah, me neither, Palma. I was never really good at it, but I used to play with my grandpa when I was much younger. Nice memories, I suppose.
This is a good match. My next move would be pawn to... No, actually, before that...
Mr. Edgeworth, this is no time to be playing chess.
Ah, you're right. The position of the chess pieces recorded in this memo. I feel like I've seen something similar somewhere else. I should take a closer look at the evidence I've collected.
I think I know exactly.
Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold?
I think that this... It looks pretty similar, doesn't it? Let me check. Oh, I can't see both. Yeah, okay, yeah, I can see the kings, I can see the pawns, rooks, bishops. The only piece extra here is that weird hound. Which might... No, it's not representing a... No, it's not representing anything, supposedly. Supposedly it just sits there, but yeah, this is definitely the same... The same thing.
Eureka! This chess notation. I've seen it before.
You're still thinking about chess. Focus in the investigation. Focus.
Chess is quite important to this investigation. Kay, have a look at this.
Are these the chess pieces from Dokin's cell? I don't know much about the rules of chess.
The rules of chess are not important here. Look at the positions of the chess pieces in this memo and the pieces in Dogen's cell. Do you notice anything?
Ah! I don't know anything about the different chess pieces. But if you flip the board around, the positions of the chess pieces are completely the same.
Yes, although the memo doesn't include the Cerberus chess piece. The positions of the other pieces are identical.
What's going on here?
Sorry.
I always play chess. I always play correspondence chess.
This was probably a way for them to, I don't know, discuss something, or, I don't know, maybe it was just an innocent game? Kind of hard to believe.
This might be hard to believe, but Dogen's chess opponent was...
Ah! Are you saying he was playing against Mr. Knightley?
With this, we now have the evidence to link Dogen with the victim.
Okay, this is good. Let's see why we only came here now, though. No, I can't, like, do anything else. I'm still feeling like there might be some hidden, I don't know, compartment or something to Knightley's little chessboard. Okay, I think that's it for now. I think, like, we found out what we were supposed to. Let's keep looking around.
It's not as dirty as I thought it would be. And the toilet paper shows no sign of use. Looks like there are no problems with the toilet.
Ah! There's a huge problem!
What's the problem?
It's totally awkward having the toilet out in the open like that. They need to think more about the end user.
This facility wasn't designed with a spirit of service in mind.
Okay, what about at the window?
Windows with iron bars, though no signs of tampering. It doesn't look like the criminal could have escaped through here.
What if these iron bars are removable? Let me inspect them for future reference.
Kay, now's not the time for that. We're in the middle of an investigation.
Okay, I guess that, I don't know, vent or something in the wall is nothing. What about the bed?
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
Okay, starting with a pillow, I guess?
This looks like an uncomfortable bed to sleep in. But the pillow covers are clean. Not a speck of dust on them.
Is this what the bed at Gummy's place looks like as well?
No. My hunch is correct. He has an old, beat-up mattress lying around in his room.
Poor Gummy. Okay, so I guess it's just referring the thing in general. Oh! This paper is torn up.
This newspaper. It's missing a few pages.
They appear to be torn out.
Dated the day before the murder. Several pages have been torn out. Interesting. It could have been an article about him and the attempted assassination, but I don't know, it could have been mad or something, tore it out. Oh, Palma, by the way, speaking of crime fiction, since I know both you and your GF love that, I highly recommend, I finished a couple days ago watching Mindhunter. It's Netflix's new show where most of the episodes, well, no, not most of, but like 4 out of 10 episodes are directed by David Fincher. Highly recommended. Highly, highly, highly recommended. It's really, really, really great. Some people have drew some comparisons to The Wire. No, Mindhunter. In one word. Not watching My Hunter. What? How did you hear that? Mindhunter is the name of the series. As in hunting minds. With a D. Not minds as in the things that explode when you step on them. So yeah, highly recommended. I enjoyed it a lot. My GF enjoyed it a lot too. I think you might as well. It's really, really well made, and it's something that I don't know. I'm not sure if I've seen something quite like that yet in the crime genre. Maybe closest thing might be some of the Silence of the Lambs films, since it has a lot of criminal psychology in it. But it's really, really interesting, and I think you'd enjoy it. So, back to the game. Yeah, it's really, like, I know you guys enjoy, or at least I remember that she is a really big fan of crime stories or crime drama. And this is definitely one of the better ones I've seen. Definitely. Also, I've seen a movie not long ago. I'm not sure it's still in theaters, but Wind River. It's crime-oriented. I wouldn't say it's a classical crime film, but it was also really enjoyable. Great performances, good story, even though the focus is not on the actual mystery. Like, they solve the mystery relatively easily, I feel. It's more of the things like going around the investigation and the mystery. Also good movie, also definitely recommend it. Wind River. If you have the time and are interested, maybe catch a trailer. Why would someone tear out the pages from a newspaper? She's really hyped with a film about the murder that hides... Oh shit, I never heard about that one. That sounds really cool though. Murder that hides corpses as snowmen. Do you remember the name of that? I would be interested in watching that too, I think. Sounds really like a really cool concept.
Maybe they used it to clean the cell instead of a rag.
Clean the cell? It's quite possible. It is actually. But I feel like there's something else going on here. It's Horace Knightley's suit.
According to the results of my investigation...
What did you find out?
A man who looks good in a suit leaves more favorable impression with the ladies. Ah! Next time, I'll investigate men who look good in frills.
Please don't bother. Yeah, Edgy is obviously not interested in the ladies. Okay, is that it, really? Something on the ground here, I think. What are these markings? Like something was moved. Wait, let me check this out. From the director of Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Never seen that. Michael Fassbender, I love him. The Snowman. October 13th. Oh, so it's already out. Weird, I guess it's not screening over here. Weird, I haven't heard of it. But yeah, definitely gonna check out at least the trailer or the reviews. The book is quite good. What's the tomato meter like? I really tend to trust Rotten Tomatoes as a general rule. Of course, there are lots of exceptions. Something seems off.
The floor here is clean. Was it mopped recently?
There doesn't seem to be anything in the cell to wipe the floor with. I don't know, is that it? It looks a bit like dragging marks to me. It seems strange that only the area in front of the bed has been wiped clean. Oh, I guess it's just clean and that's how it looks. Okay. I think that's it for here. Do we have any other pieces? Maybe just... Can we inspect, like, the mattress? Or is it... It's probably all part of... Yeah, they're just talking about the bed in general. 8%? Holy shit! That should be fucking terrible! Oh my god, ah, that sucks. Maybe that's why I haven't heard of it either. That sucks, because it's a cool concept, and I love Fassbender. But I think Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, or whatever, didn't do, like... I heard some talk about it, but I didn't hear that it was, like, fucking amazing. That really sucks, though. How many reviews, though? Because if it's, like, 8% out of, I don't know, 20 reviews, though if it was released, like, more than 10 days ago... Actually, around 15 days ago, I'd say there's probably, like, a lot of reviews by now. That sucks. Oh well, if it turns out to be like really good, Because there are cases like that of Rotten Tomatoes being wrong. So if there are cases, if that's the case, please let me know, because I'm always interested in good movies. But yeah, this doesn't look good. Out of 8% out of 153. Yep, that does not look good. Oh well. Too bad. Cool idea. Maybe I should just put the book on my list instead of the movie then. Did your GF also read the book, or did she just hear about the movie and was hyped for it? Anyhow, I think this is it here. Let me look at the logic if there's anything I can... Oh! Torn newspaper... Yeah, so I guess it's very possible that he tore up some papers to wipe something from the floor. Could be blood, could be... I don't know. A bunch of things. Crime fiction films are usually regarded as bad just for the genre. I disagree. I really disagree. She had read the book way before the... Oh, okay. Then at least she enjoyed that. I disagree, though. I don't think that... I've never seen like a predisposition, a negative predisposition toward crime films. A lot of crime films are some of the best films. Like that might be my favorite genre in general. And I think a lot of crime films have... are like some of the best ever. I mean, if you think about it, The Godfather is also a crime film, and it's generally considered 1 and 2 won an Oscar, and are generally considered one of the best films of all time. Mediocre and commercial. I don't know. I think it's just like a really broad spectrum, because as I said, like Godfather, you could call a crime film, and airport literature. Again, I think it really depends. I agree more about books. I agree that books have, like crime books have more of but it's specific authors, I think. I don't think it's like the entire genre, personally. I think that there are definitely like the cheaper types of crime films or series, and you know, there's like, I've seen a show, a ridiculous fucking show called Lucifer. It's the most fucking ridiculous shit you've ever seen. And even some of like, you know, the CSI type shows, Bones and, you know, stuff like that are pretty fucking ridiculous. So I get like in that type of stuff, and that's like its own genre, I feel, which might be pretty low. Lucifer in itself is completely fucking ridiculous. It's the devil literally like comes to Earth and starts solving cases with an FBI agent for no reason. And like, I don't know, his brother and like the devil's brothers and sisters and his mom, the devil's mom, is in the show for some reason, and I don't know. Oh, and he has a therapist. The devil goes to see a therapist and talks to her. It's complete trash. Like, my girlfriend loves it for the trash that it is. She loves trashy shit, but I don't know. Like, those type of stuff, sure. But if you look at, like, I don't know, Seven, Zodiac, Mindhunter, The Wire, The Godfather, all those kind of stuff, some of the things that are considered the best in their medium, or the best in their medium, and their crime stories. It's completely ridiculous. It's complete and utter garbage and trash. It's not even. It's like it's celebrating its trashiness. It keeps going. I don't know. There's the devil's mom, and God is the devil's dad, but they haven't seen him in the show yet. And he goes around solving crime. And he has like family issues with his mom and his brothers who are angels. He's like the fallen angel, and I don't know, dude. It's so fucking. And the actor does like, his acting is like a really really terrible Alan Rickman impression. It's terrible. Really, you don't think that The Wire and Godfather are crime fiction? I think they're definitely. I think they're subgenres of crime fiction for sure. They're both like dealing with The Godfather. The entire story is about like, you know, the rise and perhaps fall. I've never seen the third movie, but definitely the rise of, you know, a young man to lead a crime family. There's definitely, and like it's about a crime family in the end. And The Wire, it's about like it's a crime from the perspective of well, really everything. Like, you know, you got the detectives, you got the criminals, you got the city, you got the schools. You got the reporters, you got the politicians. Like, it's all about investigation about why we're in. But that's exactly what I don't know. I think investigation is one sort of crime, but like anything that deals with crime should be categorized crime fiction, I think. Yeah, they're definitely about crime, and The Wire is specifically a lot about investigation. The entire series revolves, like the main storyline is about the detective team trying to bring down drug kingpins and their like unique way of doing it. In that sense, though, again, I gotta like shell it for a bit. Mindhunter is all about investigation psychology. It's basically about how the FBI started using psychological profiling, and like the first people who thought that it would be a good idea to do it. So it's really a lot about that, and it's really interesting that aspect of it. And I don't know. So you got that. I'd say that even The Sopranos is a crime series that personally I couldn't like really get to it as much as I tried. But even though it's not about like from what I know from the episodes I saw, there's no investigation whatsoever. But the entire series is like a look into the mind and life of a mob boss or a mobster. Same, I would say, with Breaking Bad. I think Breaking Bad is also a show about crime, even though there's no investigation really until like really the towards the end of the entire series. Like the first few seasons, I don't think there's any investigation at all. Like he's completely under the radar, but you can see how he's becoming how he's becoming more corrupted, and how he's becoming this really a mob boss in the end, or a crime lord in a sense, or drug lord, whatever, however you want to categorize it. So even though there's no investigation there, I don't think you can call Breaking Bad anything but a crime series. I think Hank really like gets onto it like starting season 4 or something. Because he's not investigating Heisenberg directly. I think the first time that people start talking about Heisenberg is like around season 3 or 4, when things become bigger. It could be I'm remembering it wrong though. Definitely possible. But you gotta agree that Hank is definitely not the main character. I'd say that even among the secondary characters, he's not one of the larger ones. I'd put definitely his wife, and maybe even his son, and definitely Jesse. No, Jesse can be a main character, really. Yeah, he is a main character. So I'd put definitely Skyler and Walt Jr. above Hank and his investigation. Like, it's a part of that, but I don't know. You could definitely. I think we can agree that the focus of the show isn't about investigating, but about the crime itself and the way it's being conducted, and living in that, like how a regular man gets deeper and deeper into the swamp of crime. Yeah, exactly. And again, I really don't think you can call it anything other than a crime series until it becomes the antagonist. Yeah. Eventually takes center stage, and there's one season where he's really like the main antagonist. I agree. But looking at the series as a whole, I couldn't say that he's the main antagonist, or I don't know anything really. It's really interesting. It's really hard to classify. I think now thinking about it, who's the real antagonist and protagonist of the series as a whole. When I think it switches at some point. I think like it definitely starts as Walt being the protagonist, and maybe switches to Jesse being the protagonist towards the end, and Walt the antagonist. Trying not to, I don't think anyone's listening, but trying not to give any spoilers here. Or maybe, I don't know, it could be that Walt is his own antagonist, or it could be that Skyler is an antagonist of sorts. I thought it's really weird when Hank starts hitting Jesse's guts all of a sudden. I don't remember that exact moment. It's been a couple of years since I saw the series, and I only watched it once. But just out like that, it seems... I don't remember it being sudden, but Hank, from what I recall, he's generally a very hot-tempered person and has very little patience to criminals. And Jesse's exactly that. He's like a high school dropout, I think, a druggie. Like he's hopped up on drugs himself, and he's a criminal, definitely. He murders in the series, and he makes a shit ton of drugs that plague the entire state, I think. Starting to investigate. Yeah, I remember he has that angle. I think they even, like, Jesse becomes like some sort of informant or something. I'm not sure. Anyhow, back to our own investigation, I guess. Even though this is a fun talk, definitely. Definitely hates him to the point of telling I'm gonna well, I don't know. I don't remember that. So I can't really comment on it. It is weird, I guess, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's some sort of even tiny scene or line that explains it and we don't remember. I guess it's possible. Anyway.
The floor here is clean. It was probably wiped down with something.
Did someone spill grape juice here?
I don't know exactly what it was wiped away, but I can imagine what was used to wipe it. It's very likely it was this torn-up newspaper.
Could any of you ask one of the guards if he could borrow a cleaning rag?
Perhaps it was something he didn't want the guards to see.
There are signs that the floor was wiped clean inside the victim's cell at the detention center, but we don't know what was wiped and where the paper went. I guess it would make the most sense that he would flush it down the toilet, which means that it's probably gone. Alright.
So, this is what our investigation turned up. It seems we found a major connection between the victim and Dogen. This is terrible!
Who is that?
What happened?
The security camera recorded something terrible.
What? Can you let me see it?
Oh, maybe we can see the spill. Of course, sir. I have a portable playback device right here. Well, how convenient.
Let me see it right away.
2011, they still use cassette tapes? Really? Maybe in prisons. Okay. Oh, wow, we got animation and everything.
What the fuck? It looks like something attacked him? This is...
This black thing has got to be that doggy, right?
I don't know, but how would the dog enter here? It's still weird. And it seemed a bit... I don't know.
I'm not positive it's the dog.
Up until this point, I thought the murder took place inside the prison. Oh, this could be what was wiped clean then. But it appears I was mistaken. The place where Knightley was attacked was...
Well, we just saw it. Come on.
Take that! Was the detention center. And furthermore, it was attacked by Dogen's dog. This is the decisive evidence.
Security footage data. Okay. Record the moment the victim was attacked by a black silhouette in the detention center cell.
Can I watch that again, though? It's kind of... I don't know.
I'm not positive that... Shit, I can't watch it.
If Knightley was killed in this room, then this piece of evidence we found in the cell might be a new meaning. Might take new... whatever. Which piece of evidence takes on a new meaning if the murder occurred in the holding cell?
I'm not sure, actually. Let's look. Rubber glove, that's still there. Could be the rope and the bloodstained sheet. What about this? Died instantly, covered in dirt. There are small bruises on his head. I think that's the same. I think the sheet and maybe the... what's it called? Maybe the rope. But let me keep looking. Door sensor. Prison roll call. No, that's the same. Wait, Buddy was not found at the 7 a.m. roll call. And the murder was like at 6 something. So that means that... Well, I guess the roll call was only in the prison, not the detention center. And only after 7 a.m. he was moved there. What else? Black dog. Finding the victim's body barks at me a lot. The bracelet. Hound piece. It could be the hound piece. Oh, the white floor, definitely.
Take that! For some reason, someone wiped the floor clean. It's possible they were wiping away bloodstains. Thank you for your hard work. While I have your attention, may I ask one more favor?
What would that be?
I know I keep changing the voice for the guard, but it's generic, I feel. There should be a detective by the name of Dick Gumshoe in the detention center or the prison. I would like you to give him a message. Tell him to check this room for traces of blood and give the results to me.
Yes, sir.
Floor data. Forensics have been asked to look for traces of blood. Well, here we go. So there is a bit of forensics in this game.
This should corner that old coot.
No, not yet. We still don't know how Knightley and the dog moved from here to the prison. Or how the dog got here, even.
That's true. But once we figured that out, what should we check out next, Mr. Edgeworth?
The guards here might know something about the murder. Let's see if we can learn any new details from them. Whoops, not what I meant to click.
Alright, let's continue our... Ah!
Whoa, I was not expecting to see him here.
Oh, sorry to intrude.
What's he doing here?
Well, if it isn't Mr. Prosecutor and the little lady. Fancy meeting you here.
This man is Shilong Lang, an Interpol agent. About 2 weeks ago, he was in charge of investigating one of my cases. I would have thought he'd returned to his native country of Zhengfa by now. Agent Lang, what brings you here?
Just some boring work. Nothing you need to know about.
Haha! On top of a black dog, we meet a black wolf.
Yeah, he's got this weird wolf thing. It's kind of a half furry, I guess.
Huh? You came alone today, Agent Lang?
Usually, he'd have a huge police force with him. Yeah, and his assistant, too. Forgot her name.
Mr. Prosecutor, seems you've been busy these past few days.
These past few days, is he referring to the incident with the Zhengfa president? I would have thought you'd be involved in his security too.
Ha! Our president doesn't even trust his own country's police force. Look at the results of hiring a private security company. It's laughable.
Agent Lang doesn't trust prosecutors or the courts. That's why he brings along a large force of capable policemen to thoroughly investigate the crime scene. Yes, if you and your subordinates had been there, the results might have been different.
My subordinates, huh? They're no longer with me.
They're not with you?
Funny. Looks like I'm a real lone wolf now.
Agent Lang, just what happened exactly?
Didn't I tell you? It's nothing you need to know about. Well, be seeing you, Mr. Prosecutor.
Mr. Lang, I wonder what happened?
Yes, it troubles me too, but there's nothing we can do about it for now. Okay, let us continue with our own investigation.
Got it! First, let's ask those guards a few questions.
Let's start with this guy. Wait, can we actually look around here? It's a security gate with a metal detector.
Don't you feel nervous whenever you pass through one of these? It's like how you get nervous when you see a policeman, but you've done nothing wrong.
Perhaps you get nervous around the police because you're the self-proclaimed great thief. In this room, eat free, live free in prison. That is the weirdest fucking slogan I've ever heard. This door leads me to the surveillance room.
Surveillance! Does this mean we're being watched? I'll have to tone down your shenanigans, Mr. Edgeworth.
What? What are you trying to accuse me of?
Okay, this is just nothing, I guess. And these lockers... Oh, what about these?
These are the guards' lockers.
You're free as long as you stay in prison.
Yeah, but what is eat free? That's a weird thing to say, isn't it?
Because ignorance is freedom? I don't know, man. Are you really free in prison? Maybe the animals, but the prisoners here... Also, this isn't even prison. This is the detention center. I can't say that you're free in prison. It's not like as long as you're in the confines of the prison, you can do whatever you want and go wherever you want. You have a strict schedule that you have to adhere to. You have strict guidelines that you have to adhere to. Your movement is restricted most of the time. So I don't know. And again, eat free. Why would you even... What does that even mean? You can eat as much as you want in prison? That you can eat whatever you want in prison? That's really weird. Maybe no one will fat shame them. I guess that if you question those things in the detention center, you get introduced to Mr. Nice. Oh. Maybe. Could be.
These are the guards' lockers.
I bet they keep their uniforms and snacks inside.
Why snacks?
If it were me, I'd definitely put snacks in there.
I don't know where you get that air of confidence.
Okay, guess it's time to talk to him.
It almost looks like a fucking dildo, the handle there.
Looks like there's a fucking, little cap at the end. To really, I don't know. It's a bit too phallic, I think. I've never seen it being that phallic. With a little tip over there. This is a difficult case.
What's wrong? Is something troubling you?
Sir, one of my uniforms has gone missing. But I'm certain that I placed it in this locker.
Oh, well, there we go. Someone was pretending to be a guard, I suppose.
Maybe the uniform grew legs and walked off somewhere.
What kind of logic is that?
In any case, I wish you the best in your search. I'll be rooting for you.
Yes, thank you for your support. Stolen uniform data, yeah. That's definitely suspicious. Okay, let's look a bit around here too. What about these trophies?
A bunch of trophies are lined up here.
I'd like to hand out one of these trophies sometimes.
What kind of person would receive a trophy from a great thief?
Obviously, the rope escape champion. But if they actually held a contest, I'd be the champion.
Where would you hold such a contest?
Okay. Of course we got this.
This leads to the office.
There's a sign that says, no entry. It's human nature to want to sneak in whenever you see a no entry sign.
And it is human reason that suppresses those urges.
Okay.
You there! Have you seen a black dog around here?
Oh, of course not. If I had actually seen it, I wouldn't be standing around here so carefree.
Did something happen with that doggy?
Okay, let's not press this matter any further. So Dugan's dog didn't come by the detention center.
Oh, there you are.
I'm just guessing. Oh, no.
Mr. Shields, where did you go?
Where indeed? I've been searching for you guys this whole time. Walking all around the prison is hard work, you know.
That's strange, seeing as you came from the opposite direction.
I've got some new information. You want to hear it? Do you?
He sure changed the subject quickly.
I heard a little something from the guards. It seems Knightley caused a bit of an incident 2 days ago.
An incident?
You know how Simon said he came to visit Knightley, right? After the visit, when Knightley returned to his cell, naturally, a guard escorted Knightley back to his cell. While the guard was unlocking his handcuffs, all of a sudden, Knightley struck the guard and knocked him out.
That's weird.
It seems he was going to attempt a jailbreak. By the time the other guards arrived, the key to his cell had disappeared.
But there's been no reports of Knightley's jailbreak attempt 2 days ago.
Exactly. It's strange, isn't it? Right up until his death, he was still in his cell. What's more, Knightley claimed he never stole the key in the first place.
Okay. I'm trying to think if this might have been like some elaborate attempt to escape the prison by, I don't know, staging an event like that only to steal a key or uniform and then fake an attack so he could leave, but maybe it didn't work out as planned again. We know that Knightley has already had one plan that he thought was perfect but didn't work out, which was the assassination attempt and the actual assassination of Mr. Rook.
In fact, he searched his cell, and the key was nowhere to be found.
Did the guard who was struck have anything to say?
No one knows. He was taken to the hospital while he was still unconscious. He's still there now, it seems.
So, in the end, we still don't know what happened. Alright, Palmer. Nightly Selkie data jotted down in the organizer. Okay. Well, we got 2 things that were stolen and have disappeared, and as far as I know haven't turned up since, that both together allow access out of the prison. So that's very interesting. It's you! Who is that? That voice. Oh, not these guys. What are you still doing hanging around here?
Well, you see, this is, my assistant.
Are you here to object our investigation and make me into a laughingstock? Sebastian, I believe obstruct is the word you're looking for. In a way, I think his expression was apt.
A pleasure meeting you again, Judge Courtney. I am...
I know. You are Simon Keyes' defense attorney, are you not?
Well then, let's skip the formalities and celebrate our reunion. Happy reunion with a hug. Or maybe not.
Yep, I see a lot of unkarma in her. Interesting.
Incidentally, I heard you mention an assistant a moment ago. Yeah, we're assistants at the Edgeworth law offices. Prosecutors are civil servants. To open a side business is to betray the goddess of law.
As long as profit is not our objective, there shouldn't be a problem, right?
Yeah, that's it. Miles here is a volunteer worker. The purpose of my office isn't to make money. We're pro bono.
What a wonderful heart you have, defending others without demanding payment.
I do have an amazing charitable heart.
More importantly, I'd like you to explain your reasons for arresting Simon Keyes.
There's no need to.
Is that a challenge against me? No, I was speaking with Judge Courtney. The fuck is that? I guess it can't be helped. If you want to take on the best, you will fall like the rest.
haven't said anything yet, but this is convenient. Then I will hear you out. What were your reasons for arresting Mr. Keyes?
I see no need to inform you. Sebastian let us...
Just watch, Justine. Watch as I run around in circles against this useless prosecutor. I think you mean run circles around me. Yeah, that's what I meant. Prepare yourself, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, an actual investigation. Interesting. Reasons for arrest.
So, you want to know my reasons for arresting that man? The answer is simple. Yes, we found traces of that guy over there. How's that? Perfectly simple, perfectly decisive, right? Of course, I was the first to notice it, because I'm the best. How am I supposed to go about pressing that? How's that? Got nothing to say. Speechless in my presence?
This guy sure talks a lot. So, you're the one who arrested Mr. Keyes, I take it? Mr. DeBest, you have the right to do such a thing.
Well, obviously, it was the police who carried out the arrest. But, since it was under my direction, shouldn't it also count as my arrest?
As I expected. It'd be difficult to deal with both of them at the same time. However, her silence is troubling me. Just what is she thinking? Well, guess we just gotta start pressing since he barely said anything, so we need more info here. Hold it! Let's get one thing clear. You do know who you arrested, right?
What? Do you take me for a fool? The one I arrested was Simon Keyes. No doubt about it.
I expected he'd at least understand that much. Okay, so he's not a complete idiot. Hold it! Really? That's quite a surprise. So what is this fatal reason for the arrest?
Are you attempting to lure information out of me through flattery? A good strategy, but I'm afraid it won't work on me. We have found vital evidence implicating Simon Keyes. That's what Sebastian was trying to say.
I like how I just noticed that he has like some sort of a question mark over his head, implying that he's completely clueless.
Yes, so because of this vital evidence, I had Simon arrested.
Okay, and they still won't say what it is. Oh, the traces, let's see. Hold it! That guy over there, that's certainly vague.
Well, don't they say the best hears one thing and understands 10?
I don't think no one has ever said that.
You're just being lazy. Explain it more clearly. Sebastian, if it's all right with you, would you please explain it to them in more detail? I'm sure that everyone wants to hear what you have to say. All right, if you insist, Justine. We discovered that.
Welcome back, Palma.
Perhaps you didn't know, but the victim carried a chessboard with him. From it, we found that Simon Keyes' fingerprints.
Who is this guy? This is... What's his full name? No, far from it. He's just pretending. What's his full name again? Sebastian DeBest. He's a rookie prosecutor who was nominated by the Committee of Prosecutors or something to take over the case instead of Edgeworth. That's why we're not working this case as a prosecutor, but we've become the assistants of the defense attorney, which is Ray, the The guy you liked with the hat. Yeah. Yeah, he's a real douche. And with him always is Justine Courtney, a judge who's also a member of the Prosecutorial Investigation Committee, and she's the one who came with him to inform us that we've been replaced by the best. And as usual, they're just like being annoying. Right now we're investigating him since they arrested, like, their prime suspect is Mr. Knightley's best friend, who came a couple days ago and gave him, supposedly by Knightley's request, he gave him his mini, like, travel-sized chess set. And that's what they found. They found, like, Simon Key's fingerprints on the chess set that the victim had on him, because he admitted to bringing it to him from home, since they were good friends. So, I don't know, they're barking up the wrong tree here, definitely.
Well done, Sebastian. I bless you on behalf of the goddess of law. Please amend your testimony. Are you all right with that, Prosecutor Edgeworth?
Yes. So I don't know, I guess I need to press this now, but what does my evidence say exactly? Portable folding chessboard belonged to Knightley. Simon brought it to him at his request. I guess it's not really a contradiction, but it's an explanation of why the fingerprints would be there. So the victim carried a chessboard. From it we found Simon Key's fingerprints. Hold it! Surely it wasn't you who discovered the fingerprints?
Hey, I'm just a prosecutor, aren't I? I leave that stuff to the forensics team.
These fingerprints could be a problem, but wasn't the chessboard originally? Maybe I should take another look at the evidence. Okay, so I think the game is telling me that that is where I should present the chessboard. But let's keep pressing for a bit more, I think, just to be extra safe. Hold it! Also, Pama, if you'll notice, I said earlier that the best's hair has like a little twirl that looks like a question mark, which I think is a nice little implication that he's absolutely clueless.
What's perfectly simple is how indecisive is how flimsy your testimony is. What are you saying? You can't just keep up with my train of thought. You just can't keep up with my train of thought. It may be presumptuous of me, but allow me to explain. The fingerprints found at the scene belong to the guards and the prisoners. And the only ones that should not have existed belong to Simon Key's. Yes, exactly. Do you get it now, Mr. Edgeworth? The real question is, do you get it?
The victims and guards, yes, only Simon's prints are unnatural. Oh, they just added this too. So maybe it's this statement then I need to present it to. Well, one of these. Well, yeah, I'm not saying that Simon Key's fingerprints. We're not saying they weren't there. We're saying we're contradicting that it's unnatural, because it's definitely natural if you brought it to him. Hold it!
There are other people's fingerprints, then there should be more suspects. Wah, wah, wah. I'm afraid that's not possible.
And why is that?
Certainly, if not for Simon Key's fingerprints, there would have been more suspects. However, his fingerprints should not have existed. That's right. After all, Simon is neither a prisoner nor a guard, so naturally he wouldn't have been allowed into the prison. And yet, he left his fingerprints. I think that's enough for a reason for an arrest, wouldn't you say? Yes, well done, Justine. You're welcome.
Of course, I was the first to notice because I'm the best, because you fucking suck, dude. Hold it! You're not the best.
First one to notice. Do you have any proof? I noticed it the very instant I saw the crime scene. Faster than the speed of light. That's the best kind of proof. And what does that prove? Wow, wow, wow. You still don't understand. But don't feel too bad. You're simply not the best. Unlike me. I don't think I want to understand.
Wow, he is really adding a lot of statements. I guess I'll press this too. Hold it!
You do realize that a light year is not a measure of time. Oh? Sebastian, a light year is a unit of distance. Oh, right. What? This isn't the time for this. What is he saying?
It's really vague and hard to understand.
First, I'll have to teach him how to speak a language people can understand.
Teach it to him, Professor Edgeworth!
Okay, so yeah, I think I know what to do here. Only Simon's prints are unnatural, and I think over here I should present what we know about the chessboard. Objection!
Oh, motherfucker. Mr. De Best, there's a contradiction in your statement. Huh? Is that true, Justine? It is not, Sebastian. It is Prosecutor Edgeworth's statement that is contradictory. Of course. There's no way there could be a contradiction in my argument.
Shit, so that...
Isn't it full of contradictions? My real problem is her rather than Mr. De Best.
Oh, maybe I was right, but she's just giving me troubles. Or not. Maybe it is over here that I need to press it, but I think I pressed everything so far, right? Faster than light. It take you a light year to get it, and short I'm the best. So you didn't change that. It's only these two. I'm gonna go over again, but I think definitely like the only things... Yeah, I think the only thing relevant here is the chessboard. So I'm gonna try presenting it maybe here, and if it's not here, then I'm a bit stumped. Objection! Oh, there we go.
Fingerprints found on the chessboard. Is that the ace up your sleeve? Ace in my sleeve? Oh, ace up my sleeve? Yes, the methods I use are always the best. This ace is my trump card. Well then, allow me to show you that it is not, in fact, a trump card at all. Simon Keyes was the one who sent this chessboard to the victim in the first place. So, it's only natural some of his prints would be left on it.
Ah!
That took way too long. These fingerprints are hardly decisive evidence. Perhaps your arrest was a little too rash. Rash. To begin with, this incident occurred in the detention center and the prison.
Oh, hey, Drops. Great to see you, man. Back from work? Long day?
To suspect Simon just because he isn't a prisoner or a guard is a little unreasonable.
Ah!
But what? What's with him all of a sudden? I finally get what you're trying to say. Rash. You mean we were too quick to arrest the guy, right?
Oh my god, he doesn't even know fucking English. Yeah, you said you were moving on to the morning shift. But surely you weren't working from the morning shift until now, right? I mean, you said that you could finally fucking start and leave at a decent time. So that's great, but really, just now you finished? When does morning shift start? Or were you doing like, I don't know, 12 hours or something? Really? Wow, how long is your shift really 12 hours? How? Until what time is fucking Subway opened? Holy shit. I would have figured they... Oh, so you're doing... Wait, so you're doing like 8 to 10? Or 13 hours? Holy shit, dude, that is a really long shift. I mean, it's good that you finished on time, but until what time are they open in the night shift? So you can get 30 hours in 3 days? Is that like the minimum you're required or something? Yeah, extra hours. I guess that's good, but still, man, you're on your feet all day, working physically. That shit is tough, man. And I'm still surprised that 9 a.m. to midnight. Then you work like almost the entire day, considering that. Well, not really. I guess you're 1 hour behind me. So it's now 10 to 10. Still, that's a lot, dude. You're used to it? Okay. As long as you're fine with it. Still hope you get some better working conditions soon, though. With good pay. But, oh well, if you're fine with it, then I guess there's nothing I can say. Anyhow, as always, I'm glad you're here with us.
You were stuck on that? Sure. I was the first to lay eyes on him. And I was the first to notice that the evidence. That was even faster. But I am not rash. Sure, Simon Keyes isn't a guard or a prisoner, but... I don't know. Sebastian?
I wasn't expecting that. I think it's the first time that anyone said overruled. I got my salary today, so just ordered my... Oh! That's great, man. I had some pizza yesterday. Or no, it was 2 days ago, actually, and it was fucking great. How's your pizza? What is it? What'd you order it with? What toppings?
Judge Courtney. What are you doing, Justine? Don't butt in like that. Pardon me, Sebastian. Yes, your words on the suspect are very interesting. However, shouldn't you get to the best part first?
Oh man, Hawaiian, really? You're one of those? I tried it once, it was terrible. I just can't, it doesn't belong there. Pineapple and ham. I think I had one half with like spinach, goat cheese, and olives, and the other half was... It also had goat cheese, but I think it had not ham, but like some sort of meat, I think. I'm not sure. Nice, Ben & Jerry's always good. Ben & Jerry's is always great. So nice, sounds like you're gonna have a party tonight.
The best part? Why don't you tell them about your wonderful reasoning regarding the murder weapon? Good one, Justine. Nice suggestion. Mr. Edgeworth, listen to my first-rate reasoning.
Objection! Never get why people are so freaked out by pineapple on pizza. I just don't like the taste, I don't know. I agree that it's a meme, and I'm a bit playing into it with with a dramatic reaction. But I tried it once, to be fair, and I really did not enjoy it. I did not think it was a good taste. Also, in general, I don't know. I don't like hot vegetables or fruits. I think the vegetables and fruit should be cold. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm outnumbered by fucking pineapple pizza lovers. I know, I just don't like it. But like I said, in general, I don't like fruits and vegetables that are hot. Like eating a hot tomato, not like tomato sauce, but an actual tomato, that always bums me out, really disgusts me. I can't explain it. Ugh, Pama. Just, I don't know. You're digging yourself a deeper hole. What's the best thing about your morning shift, Drops? It's probably going to be something that's going to horrify me.
With this reasoning, explain why you arrested Mr. Keyes. I'm sure it will meet your expectations. Judge Courtney, just change the flow of the conversation. Just what is she planning?
Didn't know you had opening shift until 8 a.m. this morning. Murder weapons location. This is interesting. This is actually one of the biggest mysteries right now in this case.
It's obvious the murder weapon was a sharp metal object. However, the prison maintains strict control over potentially lethal items.
You didn't check the email in the past 3 days and didn't see the schedule change. Oh! Oh shit, that sucks, man. Well, it's kind of on you for not checking your email, but that, yeah. So, but did you get there on time? What time did you wake up? Like, when I don't have to, I never wake up before like 10 or 11. So I think I go in at noon, as usual, but then my boss calls me like, you in the store. Oh, wow, that is a terrible call to get. Essentially clerks. Well, not really, again, because he wasn't called in to replace someone. His shift was announced, he just didn't check his email, according to what Drop says. So it's kinda on him, but it still sucks. It's still like a mortifying call to get from your boss. Did you play along and was like, yeah, I'm there in 5 minutes? Or did you go like, what were you talking about?
However, the prison maintains strict control over potentially lethal items. So, that's why I've reasoned that the murder weapon was brought in from the outside.
Jump out of the bed, enter the shower, and my clothes going fuck. Oh man, I hated that. Oh, well, at least you were honest. That's better. Like, well, I don't know, but it's definitely better than being caught in a lie. Fic, isn't it? Fic. But the film starts literally like that, the boss waking up the main... Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot that the boss calls Dante.
Yes, it was hidden inside that chessboard.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. It's the same here. It's just a figure of speech by now. Shit, too.
And since only the victim and the suspect's fingerprints were found on the chessboard, isn't it obvious who brought it and used the murder weapon?
Didn't he say, like, in the last testimony that there were a bunch of fingerprints? Infinitive is ficken, I see. Ficken.
At least it's clearer than his last testimony. It's the best reasoning you can get from Prosecutor the Best. How'd you like that? Now he's mixing up the best with his own name. But could someone really hide a weapon inside a gift sent to a prisoner? You'll find a good place if you examine the inside of the chessboard. Inside the chessboard? Is it some place to hide a weapon?
I knew there had to be something in there. Let's open it up. There's probably a hidden compartment.
As I thought, there are only chess pieces inside.
A quick dresser and shower, so you went to the store in 30 minutes. Wow. Yeah, good job, man. And that's how you learn lessons, I suppose. Check your email. At least once every 2 or 3 days.
Wow, what an annoying laugh! Inside the chessboard, huh? Perhaps I should examine it a bit further.
I knew it.
The top panel is removable.
So there probably was something in there that Knightley wanted Simon to bring. I did almost run over an old lady on my back, though. Oh god. Well, at least you didn't get in an accident on the way.
It's quite deep. Yes, there's more than enough room to hide a small knife.
So what changed? Just a bunch of busy days?
Understand now? This is how the culprit smuggled in the... Objection! What's with the... I wasn't even finished. Mr. DeBest, there's something you have forgotten. There's a gate at the entrance of the detention center. Eh? Well, there is, but...
I have no clue what confluence of events. Well, oh well. Don't you get, like, I don't know, notifications on your phone or something? When you get an email? Or, since you don't have a Facebook, do you also, like, not register to the smartphone meme? And you have, like, a normal phone that doesn't let you check your email?
He means the security gates with a metal detector, Sebastian. We had to pass through the same check when we entered the prison, remember? Yeah, that's it. I remember now. It looks like he completely forgot. It would be impossible to smuggle a sharp metal object into the detention center.
Too annoying? Well, yeah, but that way you end up missing important stuff. I mean, I have, like, some notifications for stuff that I feel like I should know right when it happens. Like certain emails and, you know, text messages. And if I missed a phone call or something, that's pretty much it. Other than that, I don't really have any notifications either. I don't have that many apps either.
Therefore, your reasoning never had, even from the never held, even from the very beginning. Overruled.
Bossman said, oh, okay then. I don't know, well, if I were you, I would still put notifications in case, I don't know, some important email would come up. But you do you. I guess if there was something really important, someone wouldn't send an email about it, but rather send a text message or call. Email is something that you don't expect someone to read, like, right away.
That gate is only used on people. In other words, packages sent to the detention center undergo a simpler check. So they don't use a metal detector for that. This never should have happened. It seems the guards were too careless.
Updated my organizer. Security data jotted down too. Okay.
Right, Justine. Thanks for the assist.
Yeah, it's good that he was cool with that. It's good that you have a boss that can understand shit like that. And like, you didn't even, like, if it was, you know, an afternoon shift or an evening shift, it would be worse, since you would have, I don't know, fucked over a guy who was supposed to leave. But since that wasn't the case, really no harm done, I suppose. Especially if you don't open until 9. So, yeah. You're a goddamn machine. I'm sure you are, Drops. You do a lot of fucking shit. Like, you always have a bunch of projects going underway.
You're welcome.
Practically am the weekend at the store. Nice. Well, I'm sure they value you for that. Maybe you can use it for leverage at some point. Get better, I don't know, better conditions, better pay, something.
Now then, Prosecutor Edgeworth, your cross-examination, if you please.
Cross-examination? It's as if you were in the courtroom. Very well. His reasoning.
Let's see how long it will hold up under pressure. Under pressure.
Okay, unfortunately, I gotta get going, though, and I really don't have time. As much as I'd like, I really don't have time to push the stream time any further, since I got a lot of work to do this weekend, much like Drops. So I'm gonna head away today, guys. That's it for tonight. I'll be back tomorrow, same time as today, of course, and you can check the schedule to see what time is it for you locally. Remember, you can always go to the poll to vote for it, what game I'm going to play after this. I think right now Valhalla is in the lead, but you can still vote. Even if you voted, you can change your vote and edit it. You can always request new games for me to play. And of course, if you enjoyed and you haven't already, feel free to follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Steam to get notifications when I start. Or Twitch and YouTube to watch my past broadcasts of this game and others as well. What's up? My boss might become a higher level franchise partner, and he said that if that happens, he wants to pull out of operations at the store. Then he needs a new store manager, which I'm the only viable candidate for. Oh, wow. That's really great. I mean, I'm not sure how well it will work with your studies. I hope it works. But that's great prospects, man. Did he say anything about a deadline or when will he know for sure if he's getting the promotion? Anyhow, until I get a response, that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Special thanks, of course, to Pama, who kept me company for most of this stream. Thank you, man. It was great to have you around and have those talks with you. And I'll fucking make it work. Okay, no deadline yet. Okay, then I hope you hear about it soon. Maybe try and, in like a month or something. If we don't hear about it, just like ask around if he knows when he's supposed to get a response or any new information, just so you know the timeline basically, and check your options. So that's it. Thanks, guys, for sticking around. Like I said, I'll be back later. Hope to see you soon. Hopefully there's going to be another stream soon. And yeah, I'll be working, but I'm still going to be around. So that's it. Take care, guys. Have a great weekend. And Marco.